News. Hey, what's up guys? Max here for Destructoid. I'm back from Japan. If you missed it, I went to Tokyo and then to a place called Nasu, and I got to play Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, and I can't tell you anything about it, but that coverage will go up when the embargo is up, which is in the near future. In the meantime, we have some news about the video games that I can tell you about right now that's happened in the last week. For starters, you might have heard this one, but Irrational Games, the guys who made the Bioshocks, has been basically closed. Ken Levine put up this big old blog post saying how it's the end of an era and all that, and he's going to be starting like a smaller micro studio within 2K Games, focusing on narrative-driven games for the core gamer that are highly replayable. What does this mean for the future of Bioshock as a series? Well, we're probably going to see more of those, maybe, by way of 2K, though I doubt that Ken Levine is working on those himself. But what can I say? There's always a lighthouse. So if you're looking forward to more games with lighthouses in them, don't lose hope. Other really big news this week is Bethesda basically confirmed the oh-so-exciting news that there is a new Doom game on the way. Apparently, if you go out and pre-order Wolfenstein: The New Order, you will get access to the beta of this mysterious new Doom project, which is not being referred to as Doom 4, so this could mean a reboot, or a remake, a requel, a C-make, I don't know what you're going to call this. In any case, Wolfenstein: The New Order is coming out the week of May 20th, and that's coming to PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PC. And on the website, they have all these questions about the beta. What's a beta? I don't know. How do you do the beta? You go by the Wolfenstein game. One thing they do not say is whether or not the beta will be available for last-gen consoles, and I would be sort of surprised if the next Doom game was in fact coming to Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, but we'll have to wait and see about that one. Next up, I'm sure some of you have noticed my scarf, and if you have any questions or comments about that, it's because, like I said, I just got back from Japan. The second you land in Japan, they make you dress like a Final Fantasy character. That's a true fact about Japan. Anyway, we have some news about Final Fantasy. Square Enix has trademarked the name Shinra, as in the Shinra Corporation, from Final Fantasy VII for use in Japan in relation to a video game. Does this mean there's a new Final Fantasy VII game on the way? Probably isn't the case, but the good news is, there's some other Final Fantasy news. In an interview with Eurogamer, Yoshinori Kitase said that the possibility of Final Fantasy XIII on PC was something that is technically possible. They were considering it at some point, but they decided that because of the market and security concerns, piracy and all that, they decided against it. However, they are aware that there is a big PC market and they would like to see Final Fantasy games spread throughout the world. On that note, Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn, is now available on Steam, and if you buy it before the 25th, it is 50% off. And if you go to GameStop, I know this is for North America, I don't know about anywhere else, you can get Final Fantasy VII and VIII for $6 from GameStop. They give you a Steam code, you go on Steam, you get those things. I don't know when that sale's up, but hey, if you want to play Final Fantasy on your PC, go do that. In other news related to Japanese RPGs, while I was in Japan, did I mention I was in Japan? Because I was in Japan. While I was in Japan, I was in a toy store, and the big craze over there right now is Yokai Watch, and this is a game about a kid who goes in the forest, and he finds a vending machine, and out of the vending machine he gets a watch that lets him talk to ghosts, and so he goes through the world befriending all the ghosts and making them fight each other. So it's like Pokemon meets The Sixth Sense, and it is a crazy popular thing. There's an anime to go with it. There's all kinds of toys. You can get this cute ghost cat. So there has been no official word on whether or not that is going to be making its way to the United States or to the West in general, but Level 5 popped up on Twitter asking if people would be interested in seeing this series localized. And then shortly thereafter, they said that, haha, yes, it is very successful in Japan. They have sold over 500,000 units, and that's pretty good for a game about ghost cats. If you happen to be friends with one of the 4 people who bought the Ouya, you might have heard about a little game called Towerfall, which up until now was an Ouya exclusive. Well, it is going to be coming to PS4 and PC on March 11th. If you're unfamiliar, this is a game where you are little men and you jump around. It's arena-based. It's primarily multiplayer. However, the PC and PS4 versions will include a single player, a co-op mode, and a trials mode, which is being compared to Break the Targets from Super Smash Bros. I know a lot of people are really stoked about this. It's apparently the hot shit these days. And now you don't have to own an Ouya. Hooray! Also coming to PC and PS4 is Daylight, which is the procedurally generated survival horror game which is written by Jessica Chobot, and you play as a girl who has a cell phone and you're running around in the forest and in hallways, and in a prison, and you're chased by ghosts, and you have some glow sticks and flares to aid you. I'm not entirely sure what this game is about, but my good friend Anthony Gallegos from the Comedy Button podcast has been working on it, so I've heard bits and pieces. I hear there are exploding doors and killer slime that comes after you. I'm kidding, that's not in there, I don't think. What is in there, which I didn't know up until now, is that there's some Twitch TV interaction where people who are watching you live stream Daylight will be able to type certain words into the chat and things will happen in your game. The example that was given is the word meow, so if people are watching you play this very spooky, scary game, they can type meow and you'll hear a cat noise, which is sort of spooky and scary. Zombie has not released a full list of the words that will be compatible with Twitch. They want the users to figure that out for themselves, but I think that's a pretty cool idea. Worth noting, this is the first Unreal 4 game to hit the streets, or internet, whichever. But if you're curious about what Unreal 4 does, this is what it does. It can procedurally generate exploding doors and swamps. That is all your news for Thursday, February 20th. I am Max Scoville for Destructoid. Yeah, that's it. Goodbye.